Last Breath stars Woody Harrelson and Simu Liu and is the true story about a diver who gets trapped at the bottom of the North Sea with only a couple minutes of oxygen keeping him alive. Look, I was excited for this movie simply because I am deathly terrified of the deep sea. I will take space any time of the day. Space is gorgeous. There's tons of stars and nebulas, but just at the bottom of the sea, there is nothing but pitch black darkness, and it absolutely scares the shit out of me. So that's not only the biggest reason why I wanted to go see this movie, it's the biggest reason to see this movie. The underwater sequences are absolutely terrifying. You 100% buy into the fact that these characters are at the deepest depths imaginable, and the only thing keeping them together is just one cable that at any moment could snap in this film. Those sequences had me on the edge of my seat, constantly claustrophobic, and almost rocking in my chair like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So yeah, the underwater sequences are 100% the best part about this movie, because everything else, I mean, to be fair, nothing else in this movie is necessarily bad per se, but there's nothing else that really stands out. The acting from everyone is of course really good. I mean, everyone here is an experienced actor, a highly well-respected actor, so going into this film, you can't really imagine anyone giving a bad performance, and they really don't. They focus a lot on the technical aspects of the ship and the diving sequences, and I really respected that, especially with the use of a lot of webcam footage from inside the submarines, adding a lot of credibility. But if I really had to narrow down this film's biggest problem, and trust me, it is a huge problem, it's the fact that at the end of the day, this film feels ungodly rushed and choppy as hell. There is almost no development in this film for a single character, whether it's the diver who gets stranded, the diver played by Simu Liu who's supposed to be rescuing him, Woody Harrelson who's in charge of the entire operation, or even Cliff Curtis. Cliff Curtis is in this film as the ship's captain and does nothing. All the talent in this film feels so wasted because none of them feel like they're given the time to develop their characters or build chemistry. And while the sequences underwater are terrifying, anytime we're outside of the water, you just focus on all of the problems of this film. You focus on the fact that at the end of the day, you don't care about a single person in this entire film, despite the fact that this is apparently a true story. These are real people. This really happened to someone. You should feel so much empathy for this man. And while yes, in real life, I feel empathy for the actual person, in terms of the film, I feel nothing for these people. It honestly feels like 30 minutes were taken out of this film. 30 minutes to develop the characters, whether it's the bridge crew or the submersible crew, or potentially both and potentially more characters, but at the end of the day, it feels like the studio wanted a shorter runtime, so they took out a whole bunch of character development, just leaving the bare bones basic plot. And while the bare bones basic plot isn't bad, that character depth, those layers, they add a lot to the overall enjoyment of the film and the overall suspense of the film, because even though, again, I found this film suspenseful, it could have been so much more. I'm gonna give Last Breath a C. It's a perfectly fine one-time watch if you just see it for free on cable or on Netflix or something like that, but it's just one of those films that's okay, but not worth matinee price. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are the best, and don't forget to click subscribe and click the bell icon down below to stay up to date on all things movie, all things TV, all things nerd.